With so many museums and attractions, it's hard to fit everything in Washington, D.C. in one day. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to do everything you can in Washington in one day. First stop where we're starting the day here is at Eastern Market. It's a nice little farmer's market in the city. Let's go check it out, see what we can get from here. That's a rabbit. Would you eat that?
Maybe.
There wasn't much stuff at the market. It's pretty small. Now we're making our way to one of the coolest museums here. You have to book tickets in advance, but they're free. But you just need to book them well in advance. And that's the National Air and Space Museum. I'm really excited to see this one. So let's go see what's inside here. It's supposed to be one of the best museums in the world. That right there behind me is actually the original Wright Flyer airplane that the Wright brothers used. You can only get 6 tickets on one email, so if you're in a group of more than 6 people, you're gonna have to do it on 2 emails. The inside of this museum is so cool. There's so many things from the Wright brothers. They have so much stuff from the past of air. And then they also have a lot of cool stuff about the future of aviation. Like they have models of flying cars in this museum as well. Air and Space Museum was so cool. I loved it, all the history and everything there. It was actually a really cool museum to see.
They have a lot of real life artifacts. You can see Neil Armstrong's spacesuit that he wore the first time he landed on the moon.
The first floor is all air, the second floor is all space. There's also a movie playing, but that's $9 extra. Make sure you get there for 10 a.m. though, because the line gets really long after that, around 11 o'clock. So get there for the first tickets. But now we're here at the U.S. Capitol building, which is where the laws are passed and created in USA. And a lot of people think this building is the White House, but it's actually the U.S. Capitol building. And most of the stuff we're gonna be doing here is all along Constitution Avenue, which is the main street. We're pretty much gonna be walking down that street the entire day. That's where all the major sites are. All beside the Air and Space Museum, this whole area is just filled with a bunch of museums, and they're all free to go to. Pretty much all the museums in DC are free. Now it's time to go to the museum where Night at the Museum was filmed.
Don't cross this line!
This animal right here is the first mammal on Earth. Every other animal after that evolved from this one right here.
Crazy that we came from that.
What are you doing? No touching.
Take your picture when your eyes and mouth are lined up. And look.
Oh.
So pretty.
The Museum of Natural History is also such a nice museum. Both of these are really great to check out. They're going to be the highlights of your trip here in Washington and account for a lot of time to be spent there. Which one do you think was better?
I think the National Museum was definitely more worth it.
Both are free, but the Museum of History you don't need to get a ticket for. Which museum did you like better?
The National Museum of Animals.
We didn't go to that one. Now it's time to eat though, and we're going to District Taco, which is supposed to be the best chain of tacos in Washington. Let's see if they're better than Los Tacos #1.
They're really good tacos.
Honestly, those are some pretty good tacos. I really like them. They're definitely not as good as Los Tacos #1. Still a great meal to have. They're about $4 per taco.
I think for the price, they are good enough, but definitely not my favorite.
And when you get to the White House, you can only really see just a little bit right there, and you're really far from it, so there's not much you can actually see of the White House. But that's where the president lives and works. This right here is the White House tree. now we walked over to the Washington Monument, which is a memorial for George Washington, the first president of the United States. And also tickets here start at 9 a.m. but people start lining up here at 6 a.m. to get to the top because the tickets are free to get to the top. In 1884, when the Washington Monument was created, it was the tallest building in the world. And at the end of Constitution Avenue and this whole walk, you get to the Lincoln Memorial, which is the last thing you can do here. And it's just a massive memorial to Abraham Lincoln where it looks like he's also buried. And it's just a really cool sight to see. But now it's time to head back along Constitution Avenue. One of the things that's really surprised me here in Washington is how grand all these buildings are. It kind of looks a bit like Paris with the architecture and just how massive everything is. It really blows you away. And after a long day of walking, everyone's getting really hungry, so we're gonna be going for a really massive pizza. The place we're gonna be trying this pizza is at Duchini's Pizza, and it's in the Adams Morgan neighborhood, and this is where we're gonna be getting a DC jumbo slice. This is such a massive slice that came out, the DC jumbo slice. Let's give it a try though, see what we think of it. Super cheesy. The pepperonis are nice and crunchy. It's got a nice thin crust too. I gotta say, the cheese on that pizza is actually really good. Check out the video showing up to see me rank all the best pizzas in USA. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one.